All right, this week on the Degen crew, we are trading undervalued Bad Bunny halftime show brackets. Who would have thought it would have been this exciting? It is our Super Bowl of halftime views. So let's get right into it. Are you a Degen if you are trading halftime views on YouTube for Bad Bunny? I would say yes. I think so. So I have nothing super planned for this stream. I just wanted to show you where we're at so far. Our predictions, I'll get into the exact numbers, but so far the predictions around 50-50 for these two brackets, because right now it's based on these two brackets. It's 75 to 100 and 100 to 125. We're currently at 91,132,265 views with a question mark of hours left to go. These were the questions that I was trying to answer the other day on stream for you guys. But really, it's about these two brackets, 75 to 100 million and 100 million to 125. I'll get more into the exact numbers, but let's call it right now, for the sake of what I'm about to explain, 50-50. So these two lines here are the two brackets that we're looking at, the dark blue and the light blue. And if I'm going 50-50, so I have been trading around this. I've been buying and selling the 75 to 100, 100 and 125 every time I believe one is undervalued. And it's happened quite a few times now. As you can see, they keep flip-flopping back and forth. So for example, one will go 34, the other will go 65, the other one, then it will reverse the other way around. But so I've been usually buying around the 22 to 29, even one I bought at 17 cents. And then I've been trying to sell out anywhere above the 35 mark. I think I've sold out a few a little bit too early, but I am not trying to risk holding on to these for too long, and we are keeping an eye on the hourly view count. So we'll get into the exact numbers a little bit more later, but the question that everyone seems to be debating on this market specifically is, when does this end? Everyone is trying to figure this out. It was one of the questions I put in my provide. What time does the actual where did my questions go? One of the questions is, does your YouTube algo promote large round numbers? And so that was one of my questions the other day. And the answer to that, I think, is short answer is yes. Large round numbers tend to improve click-through rate on YouTube, but it is more of a psychological than an algorithm. So the click-through rate could increase as you get to the $100 million view mark. Interestingly, it could also work in our favor. One of the reasons why I think a lot of people are choosing the 100 million to 125 is just psychologically they believe 100 million looks like a good number and they're going to choose the 100 million, which why I think that one was overvalued for quite a while just based on the psychological number. But now that seems to have switched and people are actually looking into hourly view count. People are looking at hourly view count, but the problem is we don't seem to know exactly what time it ends at. There's two trains of thought on this market. Thought number one is the market ends at 8 o'clock, where people thought the halftime show started and that YouTube posted this video. The other train of thought in the comment section is 12:20. Now, the day of the Super Bowl, so people think it's 12:20 on Monday because they think it was posted at 12:20 on Monday. So the so those are your two trains of thought: 8 o'clock or 12:20. So I'll do two sets of numbers and we'll look at it. We'll look at it like that. But yeah, so me, the day of the Super Bowl, when I was looking for the video posted, I never saw it posted earlier than, like, I was looking at 8 o'clock if they posted it as the halftime show was playing. I actually thought they should be running it live. I didn't see it live. But then when I finally found it the next day, it said it had been up for like 9 hours already. So I was trying to figure out why I couldn't find it. And it said it had been up for 9 hours already. I even went in to try to see looking into see on YouTube if it was time stamped in the code. And it doesn't seem, I've searched upload time, I've searched time, searched date posted, because it would be the difference between the Sunday or the Monday. But nothing seems to say what the upload time is. So that is ruled off the table too. So we're just going to operate based on two different times. We'll see if the two different times matter, because it could be that it's going to, I think it's going to be very close right now. I actually think so. That's hence why I think it should be closer. If I'm just putting a super round number to it, I think it should be closer to 50-50. And I think you can trade around 50-50. The only reason for it to trade at a discount or steeply below is if the YouTube views really drop off in the next few hours. Because if I go into really specifically, if I go in, because I have our scenario B, our base case scenario. But between day 4 and day 5, it added 7 million views. So if you're between today and tomorrow, if you add the 7 million views today and the 7 million views tomorrow morning, then, or tomorrow in that 12-hour period, even between the morning and 8 o'clock, you easily get over the 100 million mark. So if you're being conservative, I think 50-50. If the view count totally stops and slows down in the next few hours, then that's where you should be leaning towards the 75 to 100. But if the view count continues where it's been the last two days, then I think you should lean more for the 100 to 125. But let's check it out. I'm going to go to the bottom here. I'll tell you what the theory that I think you guys should be using for this. But for right now, I think we'll just check the numbers out. So I think this is why people have to be very careful how they word these things on Polymarket. Because the other question that people are asking is it based on the 7-day, the first minute of the 7th day, or is it based on the whole 7th day? Because that makes a huge difference as well. But I won't even get into that right now. But I'm going to do this based on right now's time and the two time frames we're working with. Just look at there's two potential times it resolves. The 15th at 8. Or the 16th, the Monday. So we're currently 226 right now. There's two potential, you can see here, my spelling is awful. I apologize. There's two potential times the prediction resolves: February 15th at 8 p.m. or the 16th at 12:20 a.m. So based on our scenario B base case, what are the fair value odds for the two scenarios? So I've already been using this thread, so it's using my base case to calculate this, because our base case has been the accurate one so far. I think this is going to get me pretty close to, I think it's going to be either 35, 60 or close to 50, 50. Um, it's going to calculate the remaining hours for both. So originally I was doing this based on 150 million, so I need to switch this to So originally I was doing all this around the 150 being a no, so it keeps going back to the no. So I need to do it around the 75 to 100 million fair odds. What's the difference in count, and will it make a difference? Like if this says it's going to blow past the 100 million for both times, obviously you go for the 100 million to 100 150 125. So the difference between 8 and 12, so there means there's 29.6 hours left and 33.9 hours left. So current view count is 91,200,000. So current view count is 91.2 million. So I could go even more exact. 218. So using at current time 91 million point 91.2 million the bracket based on it means it needs 8.8 million more to break the 100 million. So time left between 8 p.m. is 29.6 and between 12:20 it's 33.9. So the bracket, it's a difference of 200, almost 300,000 per hour and 259,000 per hour. Scenario B, I have roughly 2.8, my base case. So it's around 300,000 per hour. So this is pretty much saying that it thinks it's gonna hit 100 million. It seems if it ends at February 15th at 8, the 75 to 50 million, the fair yes price is 35 to 45 cents. The fair no is 55 to 65. If it ends at 12:20, so this makes a huge difference. If it ends at 12:20, then 75 to 100 million is 15 to 25 cents. And fair no is 75 to 85. So in both scenarios, it thinks it's going to get over 100 million. So 100 million at 33 cents currently, even in both cases. Even in this one, well, actually, if it ends at 8 o'clock, this one is getting close to fair value right now at current price. Oh, sorry, no, I was looking at this wrong. It means it's yeah, it means sorry. It means this one it's still overvalued. The 65, the 75 to 1 million, the 65 is overvalued, meaning this one is undervalued. So you could either purchase the no here or the yes here. You'd be purchasing the no, trying to close that down. You'd be purchasing the no, trying to close the fair no price is 65 cents. And right now it's 37, so you'd be buying no, trying to get it from 40 to 37 to 65, or you could just be buying the yes here. So, conclusion, I think you can still trade around it for the undervalued and overvalued ones. I will add. So I think you can still trade around them. The 100 to 125 million yes, or the 75 to 100 million no, based on current view count, based on our base case scenario. But now what I actually think should happen here is, because we don't know, seems to be no real answer on this time. I think you have to be totally out of this market by 7 o'clock tomorrow. If we don't know the time, why are we risking holding this until like, I've been trying to trade around this. I don't want to hold it to resolution. I think you can buy and sell around the undervalued brackets, but you need to be out by 7 o'clock tomorrow. And if it's still undervalued by 7 o'clock, you're taking the position. Even if you're in a loss, I think you have to take the position and just totally close it out. That's if we don't know the time. If 8 o'clock passes tomorrow, and you can give yourself a half an hour buffer, if 8 to 8:30 passes tomorrow, then I think what happens, like if 8:30 passes tomorrow and this hasn't resolved, then it probably means the second time is more accurate, the 12:20 on Monday. So then you can go in and repurchase after 8:30 if you find that one of the brackets is undervalued. You can buy back in. There's nothing saying that you can't sell and rebuy something back in. So exit the position before 8 o'clock, rebuy back in. The only caveat there would be if it was selling for like 1 cent, then I think you can hold the lottery ticket for whatever you think is undervalued for 8 o'clock. But if 8:30 it hasn't resolved, then it's probably the 12:20 time frame, and you can buy back in and buy whichever one you think is undervalued yourself. And again, you can then hold it close to 12 o'clock, wait for the gap to close, or hold it all the way through. But personally, I'll be selling into it. I'll still just trade around the undervalued brackets. So yeah, totally exit by 7 o'clock. Rebuy back in at 8:30 if that's what you're looking for. There's too much risk not knowing what time this actually ends at to hold it into 8 o'clock. There's just no reason. So that's my plan. I will stream it live. We'll stream it live tomorrow around 8 o'clock just to see. We'll see if we're right. We'll see if we're how close we are. Looking for this currently 100 to 125 to close the gap. It should get closer to. We'll use this as our we'll use the 8 o'clock time frame for now, with the assumption that it ends at 8. So this should be, I should be closing this out. I'll be closing it out around 50-50. I'm looking for it to close for 50-50. I'll be out of it, even if this is at 10 cents tomorrow at 7 o'clock, just closing it out. But we're looking for this to close right now towards 50-50, and we'll keep an eye on the view count to see if it totally stalls out. This is for the comments. Love the comments. We'll be chatting in here. The comments are all about time. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up, boys and girls. If we're predicting around view count, you're definitely a Degen. Welcome to the club.